It's time for the absolutely, I'm on my way, completely, I'm almost there, random, why are there so many stairs? Podcast. Oh, jeez! With Andrew Rhodes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first podcast of the new decade. That's right, it's Saturday, January 4th, 2020. That can only mean one thing. We're all gonna get laid. No, that means it's time for the absolutely, completely random podcast. And I'm your host, Andrew Rhodes, welcoming you into the new year. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's hope this decade's better than the last one. Anywho, what have I got in store for you this week? Well, believe it or not, I'm going to be talking about Fire Force bringing the heat in summer of this year, 2020, with Season 2. Because they had to blue ball us at the end of the last season. Some skeevy upskirt photographers have caused some trouble for cosplayers at Comiket. I don't even know how to pronounce this. It's Comiket. Yeah, okay. It's that convention I was telling you about last time over in Japan. The Dr. Stone manga is going on hiatus for a week due to the illness of its author. At least I'm pretty sure it's the author. Let me double check here quick. Illustrator. Okay, illustrator. Okay. The illustrator. My apologies. I'm going to be talking about Neon Genesis Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 finally getting its release date. Believe it or not, Y2K20 is actually going to be a thing now because a Y2K-like bug made WWE 2K20 basically unplayable. Or at least almost unplayable. And some sad news for you League of Legends fans. Unfortunately, Remilia, I do apologize if I'm going to mispronounce this. Remilia, I believe is how you pronounce it. The first woman to compete in the League of Legends Championships has sadly passed away at the age of 24. I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, I know. Great way to bring in the new year. Let's have some death, right? But, hey, everything happens for a reason. But anyway, there's that and more, as usual, this week on the absolutely, completely random podcast. But hey, you know the song and dance by now, right? Provided I don't go crazy beforehand. ARHOADS-2012 on eBay, all lowercase, by the way. A wide variety of stuff. I am since back now on mornings. Yes! Thank you! I'm no longer doing night shift! Yes! 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 Yeah, I'm basically going to be going back to mornings now, so it makes me happy. Very, very happy. Very, very happy! Woo! I'm so happy. Yes, hopefully I'll be able to get some new stuff up, but in the meantime, I do have some things up on the eBay page you can check out. And don't forget, you can follow me over on Twitter at OtakuRhodes. There's a link to that in the About Me section here on my channel. And hey, don't forget about the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. Ooh, a Facebook page for Web Designer 18. That's right, and it's pretty cool, actually. I try to update it as much as I can. Hey, I'm human, and I'm a solo person. I can only do so much. So much. Alright, so let's go with how was your week, Andrew? Well, last Sunday was a royal pain in my goddamn ass. I'm not even gonna lie. So, last Sunday was I had to have everything figured out down to the second. And oh boy, was it figured out down to the second. I got the podcast uploaded with it still giving me the freaking hiccup because for some reason YouTube system just does not like uploading stuff that's at least an hour long. Get over it. It doesn't like it for some reason. It pisses me off, but it glitches, and it's been annoying to me. It's been doing it for like the last 3 weeks, and yeah, it did it last week, and it pissed me off. So that was fun. Um, Went to work then. I had to work from like 8:30 at night, which is a very weird time to have to be at work. 8:30 on a Sunday night. Got done about 1:45 in the morning, so that was fun. Had 3 nights off, so I celebrated the New Year where we watched. I wouldn't say the stupidest movie I've ever seen, but it's definitely in the top 5. Called Wieners. And yes, that is the title. It's a Kenan Thompson movie. And it started off with a good plot about some guy that got made fun of by a TV therapist on national television, and his one buddy decided, oh yeah, here, I want to start my own little weenie business because I got turned down from the Oscar Mayer internship 12 times and I applied 11. What does that tell you? And decided they were going to take a cross-country road trip to beat the crap out of the TV therapist. Plot had me excited, and then the movie just took a downward spiral. I mean, it started off good, it started going downhill in the middle, and then just flatlined. And it died. It just flatlined. It just got stupid at the end. Full on stupid, idiotic. I was pissed. At the end of it, I'm screaming, what the hell was this? And that was the end of that. Let's see. Then I worked Thursday night, and then this is the interesting part. So, Friday night, last night, basically, as of the time of this recording, was supposed to be the final night of night shift. So, I get to work, and I do my usual, hey, look, I got like 15 minutes before I have to clock in. I'm going to walk around, see what has to go out, see what, might possibly get out, and see if I'm interested in buying anything, because when the store is closing, you get a chance to purchase something yet before they take out the final cash register. It's last call, basically, for the employees, which is actually kind of nice. Especially if it's something that you were on the fence about, or, oh, hey, I could really use this. I have the day off tomorrow. I'm going to get like a thing of gummy bears, which is what I did the one time. Which, by the way, those Black Forest ones are pretty good. They are very sweet, though, but they are pretty good. But, so I wander around, and I'm like, okay, just checking everything, going, okay, this section, this is trying to figure out, basically, what my supervisor's battle plan is going to be for the night. So then I clock in at 10 o'clock, and the store manager just kind of looks at me like, so you're going to be doing this by yourself tonight? And I'm just kind of giving her this quizzing look like, huh? Yeah, my supervisor didn't show up. Don't know I hope everything's okay, but don't know what's going on. So, helped clean the store up. Then, because I couldn't be there by myself, I ended up getting the night off because, supervisor didn't show up. Store manager and the other person that could have stayed couldn't anymore because they were already at their max for the day. And it's like, yeah, you can just go home. And I was like, all right, I ended up getting a free night off, which sucks because I was home by like 11 o'clock and I was full of pent up energy because I slept all day. So that was kind of fun. I channeled it. I did some stuff. Not a lot, but I did some stuff. Helped out with something my local fire company quit that I was working on I was considering for a while, and in the process kind of cut my hand a little bit, which was fun. And it's literally right on the side of my hand too, not like on the palm. No, right on the side of it, I cut it. So that kind of hurt. And it's not like a scratch. So I'm looking at it right now. It was a pretty good cut. Happily, it's scabbed up. So that's good. But yeah, so that was that. And then I just watched some videos today. Sadly, one that I just recorded a rant video for that I'm kind of debating should I put it up. But you know what? Screw it. I'm probably going to put it up because I want to voice my opinion on it. And then it's basically just, back to normal now. So, yay! It's just fun. But yeah, so that was pretty much how my week went. Also read the the latest chapter that you could get for free on Webtoons of Hardcore Leveling Warrior Season 2, which is really, really good. We finally got the little more backstory on Dark, and I really don't care what the people are complaining about, going that, the series sucks now because Hardcore Leveling Warrior isn't in it. No, it's good. It's really freaking good. Give it a goddamn chance, people. It's good. But, yeah, that's about all I got for this week. If I sound a little stuffy, it's because my ears are kind of clogging up on me. I don't know. I think it's allergies. I can't tell. So I'm fighting that right now. But otherwise, yeah, that was my week. So let me know how you guys brought in the new year. Everybody out there, how'd you bring in the new year? Did you have fun? For me, I slept. I zonged. I got myself a bag of chips and half-gallon of tea, and I ate and drank that. It was a little bloated. Went to sleep. Woke up at like 2 in the morning. And that was about it. That was my entire New Year's. So yay, New Year's! That was great. But anyway, let me know how everybody spent their New Year's. And without any further ado, let us dive into the podcast, shall we? Okay, so this past anime season that has ended. That would include Fire Force, Dr. Stone, Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise. If I had to sum all of that up in one word, that word would be blue ball. Because that's what they did to us. They just blue balled all of us. And for those of you that aren't familiar with that phrase, let me give you a small taste of what it means. Basically, you don't feel like you've accomplished it. Basically, you haven't been able to enjoy it. If you really want to get the gist of it, it's a sexual innuendo. It basically means that you haven't come yet. There you go. So there. I don't mean to say it that way, but that's how it feels. So Fire Force season ended. Dr. Stone ended. And both of them just kind of ended right at a really stupid spot to end. Now, granted, I understand with Dr. Stone's. My guess is that the manga itself probably had to get caught up a little bit. And I'm going to tie that in with this topic too. But Fire Force just ended really... they were trying to go for a good first season ending. But honestly, No. They did not do a good job. I wasn't a fan of the ending. So, Fire Force Season 2 is coming summer of 2020. So, we get to wait till summer to find out what happens next in the continuing battle between the Evangelists, which is basically the White Clad, and the Fire Force, basically Company 8. Unless, of course, you've read the manga, which I haven't, but I was told I should because it's really good. But yeah. 23 episodes. Wow. No, 23. Fire Force Season 2 is officially on the way. The second season will approximately or appropriately enough come along with the hottest time of the year in summer of 2020. They got some pretty cool key visuals for this. I'm not gonna lie. You got Shinra, his brother Sho, which he kind of reconciled with, I want to say, a bit, albeit half-assedly. He learned a lot about the fire that he thought claimed his brother and his mother 12 years prior. Yeah, it ended. I'm gonna say what they tried to do works, but it just felt hollow. If you really sit down and think about it, it felt hollow. But at least it's not as bad as Gundam Re-Rise, where they basically did just blue ball your ass. Right at the end of it. It's like, oh yeah, here we go. You have... The characters are now concerned that, hey, this isn't actually a game. This is real life. And they're making a decision. Do we really want to go through with this? We run the risk of never coming back. We might possibly die. And instead of thinking, hey, let's do this to hell with the consequences, it's, hey, let's just dive in and go forward, full balls to the walls. And I'm just shaking my head like, oh god, and then, yeah, that was the end of that. It literally just ends. I'm assuming we're getting a second season of it, because a lot of the newer kits that were released are coming out in 2020. And I swear there was something at the end of it that's something about 2020, I think, for the continuation. So hopefully we're getting some more, because it literally just ends. Preparing to go back into, like I said, into the breach one more time, basically. And it's like, yeah, no, it just ends. But this is kind of cool, though, that Fire Force is at least getting a second season. They're not going to, like, dick us around a bit with this and go, oh, yeah, no, you're not going to get the next step. You're not going to get the next season for, like, an entire year, and then we'll come out with it. It's literally, oh, look, it ended last week. Because I ended up watching, I didn't realize it was, like, a twofer either, I think, because 2 episodes were up at, like, the same time, because I pull it up on YouTube, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, episode 24 is up, and I saw that one, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm lost here. Last thing I remember was Shinra was fighting his brother, and I type in 23, and I find 23, and I'm like, oh, so either they were both put up on the same day, or they both came out on the same day. I don't really care which at this point, but either way, blue balled us. Dr. Stone blue balled us with the, oh look, now the Stone War is coming, where the Kingdom of Science will be taking on the Tsukasa Kingdom and the Tsukasa Empire, and we're gonna try to see who's gonna win this bitch. And it really just up and ends. Like, no happy, oh, here, let us have like a little filler episode or something showing how the village survived for, all those years after. Oh god, it's Senku's thing. I had to think what his name was. Senku's dad, or his father, basically, created the village, started it, how they managed to survive, passing down the stories from all these years. Give us like a little filler or something, just to kind of like make it all nice and neat, and tie it up in a nice bow. But like I said, that could also be because I think the manga needed to catch up to, or the anime was caught up to the manga, so now the manga's got to go ahead again. Otherwise, you get filler episodes and people get pissed. Yeah, it's a give and take, basically. But might be an issue, though, with Dr. Stone, because the manga is going on a 1-week hiatus due to Bocchi's illness, and Bocchi is the illustrator. So this is really... it's not unheard of. I'm not going to lie about that. It's not unheard of. So, one of the most popular series in the current iteration of Shonen Jump magazine is Dr. Stone. And I'm not going to lie, this series did just come out of nowhere. It was, when I saw the first episode, I was blown away by it. I was like, oh my god, this is cool. I was hooked right away on it. It's extremely interesting. It's really well done. I'm not going to lie, it's quite good. Here's the concept of it behind it, by the way, for those of you that don't know. So, one day, everybody on Earth gets turned to stone. It's completely petrified. Outside this high school in Japan, I'm pretty sure it was a high school. This one guy is about to confess to the girl he loves, hey, I really like you, and he gets turned to stone along with her and everybody else. Senku emerges from the stone prison to basically find that, oh, there is a way to, depetrify everybody, but he has to figure out what that is. He does so, then realizes that, hey, I kind of need my one friend who's really, sort of the muscle of this group. I can't do this alone. And proceeds to revive him. Then they revive the girl that the guy was going to confess to, and they accidentally, before that, unleashed this guy called Tsukasa, who literally, the guy punched a lion. Okay, he punched a lion, and all of a sudden it's like, damn, I mean, the guy's basically badass. He's hardcore. He punched the lion. He goes, yeah, you don't have to worry about anything. I'll protect you both from now on. But he doesn't want the old world revived, like the adults in that. He wants it to just be the youth, the ones that have the potential to basically improve the world, the ones that, can actually become a benefit to society. He wants them to be revived and not anybody else. And he's made it so that he will not harm any statues of the children, but he will just destroy the statues of the adults. And I mean, just like brutally crush them. And if the statues are destroyed, they can't be revived. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. And what blows, I think, the most about this is the fact that he's just doing this, I think, for shits and giggles. But it still sucks either way. So, he decided, hey, I'm going to, start my own empire, while Tsukasa's like, no, or no, it's not Tsukasa. Senku's like, we're going to have the Kingdom of Science. And he goes, no, there's not going to be a Kingdom of Science. It's going to be the survival of the fittest. And they're at odds. With Tsukasa thinking that he had killed Senku, but was later found out to be, oh, no, he didn't kill him. And he's kind of pissed about that. So, the series isn't bad. I have watched it. It is a lot of fun to watch. It's really great. But, yeah, so the manga's taking a 1-week break due to the fact that the illustrator, Bochi, came down with a sudden illness. The news came along with the latest double issue of Jump, which didn't contain a chapter of Dr. Stone. In its place was an announcement about Bochi's illness, which prevented him from drawing. The Jump staff apologized for the gap in publication, but don't worry, the series is set to return in the next issue that goes on sale in Japan on January 20th. So in case you also missed it, though, they recently teased the second season of the anime adaptation, so you got that to look forward to as well. Coming out some point this frickin' year, because everything else is coming out at some point this year. But this isn't uncommon. Manga artists and illustrators have a massive workload, and it's not unheard of for them to get sick and for them to suddenly come down with a cold. And especially this time of year, too, because, I mean, I know half a dozen people who are sick. And I myself keep catching, I don't even think I actually really shook my cold. I just think it's on the, lower end of the spectrum, and I'm just dealing with it in a combination of allergies, too. So there is that. But either way, yeah, I kind of get you. This stuff happens. They apologize for it. I mean, it could have been worse. I mean, it could have been, like, really, really bad. Could have had to have been hospitalized or something, and that could have been worse. But it's like, oh, no, it's just a sudden illness. It'll be back next week. It's only a week break. Shit happens. You can only do so much. Shit happens. So, with Fire Force Season 2 coming summer of 2020, we have Dr. Stone, the Stone Wars arc, coming, I'm assuming, some point this year. Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise, which I'm assuming is getting a continuation at some point this year. Anything else out there that ended stupidly or suddenly or abruptly that might be getting a continuation or a second season that came out that was new? Oh wait, what was that one? I thought I saw something for Goblin Slayer getting a second season. There's World Trigger, like I said last week, getting its second season, which I'm still looking forward to. But yeah, there's a lot. 2020 is going to be huge for anime. Hands down, it's going to be gigantic. The thing is, you look at this and you're going, okay, so we're going to get a crap ton of anime. How good's it going to be? Well, hopefully the second seasons of some of these shows are going to live up to what came before it. If not, yeah, we got some serious issues on our hand, because at that point it's basically, well, what did we do and what didn't we do? And 90% of the time it might be, oops, we screwed up and didn't do something right. And yeah, it's a possibility, but, it is what it is, basically. So hopefully things will improve. Hopefully we will get a decent second season of Fire Force. I mean, it really, so long as they change up the goddamn intro song. The second one sucked so bad. Mayday sounded like something that was done by Death Clock, and I could hear it in that final thing. The metal did not work for that. It was really stupid. Yeah, hopefully that gets changed out. It should. If we're getting a second season, they should just change it out then at that point, and I welcome a new change. Inferno was about the best so far we had. Even with Dr. Stone, they changed the intro up like halfway through, and I liked Ohio Sakai Good Morning World. That's what it was called, Good Morning World. That was a good song. Bill Diver's Re-Rise had a really neat ending. The opening song kind of sucked, but the ending, Magic Time, was pretty cool. What was the other one I was talking about? Shit, I can't even think of it anymore. But yeah, so there's all those. So if we at least get a decent set of sequels and stuff and newer seasons, I'll be more than happy with the 2020 anime seasons. So it's gonna be one of those sit back, relax, watch, and see what happens. Cause I mean, the sea looks good. It basically seems like we're getting good stuff coming on the horizon, but it's basically now the wait and see approach to how good is it actually going to be. So, yeah, it's just a wait and see now. Okay, so Comiket, now I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this right, I'm probably not. Japan's largest convention for independent manga, anime, cosplay, and more was held. The article says last weekend. Let me check the date here. Yes, okay, last weekend. At Tokyo's big site. Plenty of the 4-day event went by without incident. There was one particular moment, though, during which a group of aggressive upskirt photographers put a trio of cosplayers in a troubling situation. First off, thank you so much, assholes, for basically making it seem like anyone that's a fan of anime is a fucking pervert. Thanks a lot. I'm getting sick and tired of that. Every time, like, a new anime comes out or there's a convention and you see a whole bunch of people and they're taking pictures of, like, hey, that's my favorite character. Or, hey, I really know that character. Hey, you really did a good job on that costume. And they're taking a picture, and everybody around them thinking, oh, that person's a fucking pervert. So thank you so much for, basically reestablishing a stereotype that we don't have. Thank you so much for that. The incident went down, though, on the third day of the convention. The cosplayers in question were posing for photos with plenty of distance between themselves and the many photographers eager to get the perfect shot. Yes, you all know that. When they decided the photographers could get a little closer, a swarm of upskirt hunting participants closed in around them, leading to the potential for real danger. And possibly oh look, no more pictures will be allowed at conventions. Keep in mind, I mean, this is like a domino effect that could happen all the time. You always have this sort of thing you run the risk of whenever an incident happens. If something happens, like let's say at a convention, then you run the risk of, well, to prevent that from happening again, we're going to have to create a new rule. And that rule could be, well, you cannot have a camera or this or that or anything else. So there's, issues that can arise. And again, all because of a bunch of individuals who are reinforcing a stereotype that does not define every single person, but instead is defining a small group that even we of the 98% that aren't part of that group find annoying. They are basically the 2% out of this, where it's like, oh look, they have to get an upskirt shot because that's how they roll, and everybody that, like I said, that thinks anime, like, oh, you're taking a picture of that cosplayer. Oh, you're just a freaking pervert. And they're reestablishing that stupid stereotype. So again, thank you so much for, screwing us fans over. So, you could hear the cosplayers attempting to laugh it off in the video. There's a video, by the way, in the article. But the laughter was a nervous reaction to a genuine fear for safety. Nearby staff, though, thankfully acted fast enough, pulled the sickos away before the situation escalated. So that's really good. Kudos to the staff for pulling that and taking care of that, making sure everybody was safe. So really kudos for that. So here's the translation of the tweet via Sora News 24. The ring around us was too large, so there was an attempt to make it smaller. But too many people had gathered, so it was a mistake. It was frightening, but staff were quick to pull the three of us out of there. Thanks to them, there were no injuries, and we weren't touched. We were safe. Next time, there'll be more staff. But they even say it here in the article. It's sad to see how invasive these photographers acted when given a little leeway. But we're happy to know everyone involved got out of the situation safely. Yeah, that is really good to know. Kudos to the staff, and I am glad that they got out of there safely. But again, thank you, individuals, for reaffirming the stereotype that now everybody's going to think of whenever they see this now. And, I mean, I'm not a cosplayer, but I'm an anime fan. And thanks to this, again, they think anybody that's an anime fan that might, go to a convention and go, oh, hey, you really did a good job on that. Let's say it's a Sailor Moon costume or Lucy Hartfelta from Fairy Tale or something else. It's like, hey, you did a really good job on that. Kudos. Can I get a picture with you? That's really cool. Or at least can I get a picture? I want to show this, puts up on Twitter. I really saw this really great person. I want to ask your permission so I don't get in trouble down the road. I mean, granted, okay, you're at a convention, 90% of people are taking photos, so that's, a no-brainer, but still, it is what it is. But now you're going to have people, again, like I said, they're going to look at this and go, oh, that person's a sicko. They're just getting a picture of that person so they can get their rocks off. And, yeah, thanks a lot, because of this group of invasive photographers that decided, hey, they're letting us get closer. All right, let's get in there. Let's see what we can do. And again, freaking sickos, once again, screw the pooch for everybody else. And they ruin it for everyone. And that's what sucks. Because it's to the point where it's difficult to be an anime fan. Because you run the risk of so many people diving into this and taking the little bit of leeway. And it's not just at like overseas conventions. I've heard similar stories. You look up like conventions online, or you like look up reviews on conventions. There are some YouTube videos of some people that went to conventions, and it could just be like a comic book convention, not even an anime one, just regular comic book convention. And you will hear stories about, oh, well, I was, there was a photographer that got a little too, grabby, or some fan really wanted to get in close for a picture, and, they were a little aggressive about it. And these individuals paint the horrible picture for all anime fans, because then it makes it like, don't go out to convention. It's not safe. But in this case, the staff did act quickly. Everybody got out of there okay. And kudos to the staff. More so than you guys deserve. You deserve more kudos than you're getting. They at least did everything in their power. Hey, no, you can't touch them. No, we're not going to let that happen. No. Kudos to the staff for doing their job and really stepping up to the plate. They did a real good job, because there is a picture here, and you can literally see all the freaking photographers. And there's half a dozen of them that are like right up close. The one cosplayer really does look nervous, I'm not gonna lie. And they're just like right there. It's like, yeah, we're gonna get really close shots. And their cameras are, are facing low. They're not like, oh, we're gonna get, no. Their cameras are facing right low, and you can tell it in the picture. You sick individuals. Thanks a lot. Again, throwing that stigma that all anime fans are perverts now, right back into the fire again because, oh, well, they did this, so they're all perverts. No, we're not. No, we're frickin' not. But thank you all, though, once again, for screwing us to the wall. I appreciate it. Really do. You know, we try to build a decent community. We try to basically make it so that, hey, you know, have a little bit of fun. And I know the Comic-Con cosplayers would probably agree with this, but I'm just an anime fan in general. And it almost feels like, you know, it's like it's a shameful thing to be an anime fan because you're going to get looked upon like, oh, that's just a freaking sicko pervert. He probably takes photos of people at conventions. No, I don't go to conventions because that's the freaking reason why. Because I'm liable to get really pissed off. You know, this isn't fun and games for a lot of people. They want to do this. They show off their, you know, look, I can make a costume. They show off their love and admiration for a character or a series. And what do you people do? Oh, yeah, gotta get in close to get an upskirt shot. You freaking bastards. I'm telling you. It's, you know, and all of a sudden they can just get their rocks off then. And that's what pisses me off. Because they basically ruin it for everybody. It's like, oh well, look, now you can't get a photo of the really cool people that spent a lot of time and effort making their costume. They're probably gonna go, you know what? I'm going home. Forget it. I'm done. Some of them might stay, but they'll just change out of their costume and go, up, screw this crap, because they don't want to run the risk of getting assaulted again. Because one group of people decided, hey, we're gonna be, you know, depraved individuals, and if somebody out there is going to go that, oh, well, you're just really picking on them. No, I'm being dead serious. Because this is a massive problem that I honestly think needs to be addressed at a lot of conventions, what to do in situations like this. So, again, like I said, that staff, they're getting more, I'm giving them more kudos than I think they're getting. Way more kudos than they would have deserved normally. And I don't mean that to be a bad thing. I mean, you did your job, but you went above and beyond. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. And you swooped in, got the three of them out safe and sound before anything bad happened. You know, you did a damn good job. You went above and beyond. You're getting more kudos than you really deserved for that. Because you went above and beyond. And you deserve way more than what you're getting. So, yeah, that's, again, thank you so much, sicko individuals. You ruined stuff for the rest of us. So, for those of you out there that have been waiting for the Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 to come out, good news! It finally has a release date. It's a miracle and a half. Oh, yeah, basically, let's hear the angels sing. So way back in July, the final rebuild of the Evangelion anime film, Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0, narrowed its plans down to a June 2020 debut. Now, after 8 years of production, 8 freaking years. 8 freaking years. This better be a damn good movie for 8 years. I mean, we better be talking like, you know, 2.5 hours here for 8 years. We finally have a release date. It's going to close out the saga when it hits cinemas in Japan on June 27th. Yep. And there's a poster, too, for this. The release date poster. It says, after that and the end, not and anti. Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0, 27th June 2020, Japan. So that's actually pretty cool. There is a, you know, teaser trailer, like 2. Yeah, the previous teaser, I think it was like for 2.5. I've seen some of these. They're not bad, but I mean, in all honesty, what's a good way to word this? It's not bad, but it's not the world's greatest either. It's sort of a hash in between of meh and I remember I watched, I think it was 2.0. Yeah, because I didn't see. Because I did not see 1.0 until it was on Toonami the one night I watched it, and that was pretty cool. But I watched 2.0. 2.0 wasn't bad. But yeah, you get a little confused, but they explain it. It's basically what they say it is. It's a Evangelion rebuild, but 8 years of development. Holy shit! 8 years. I mean, I knew it was taking them an eternity and a half because fans were getting pissed off and whatnot. But 8 years. 8 years. Whoa! I mean, that's freaking impressive. 8 years. It took them 8 years to come up with 8 years. Damn. I mean, that is saying something, too, mind you. It took them 8 years to come up with it, 8 years to finalize the story, 8 years to get everything going, and we finally get a release date now in 2020. That means that they would have had to have started that thing in 2012. So, 8 years. My God. That would almost be like, let's say Disney wants to come out with a new Avengers movie, and they announce it, and then it doesn't come out for a whole decade. Like a decade later, you get, Avengers Return of Thanos or something. And I'm just making that title up, so don't come at me with, oh my God, Thanos can never come back. Yeah, I don't care. I'm just making a joke at this point. But, I'm just making a point, really. But I mean, think about it. That's pretty damn impressive. We're talking 8 years. 8 years for a series like that. Damn. I can understand it if it's what it is. But they'd have to really nail this thing to the wall. And I mean like hugely narrow it down. But I like how it's not even titled 4.0. It's just basically 3.0 plus 1.0. So yeah, but it was because there was a link in the article. There was last July. They had the article in Otaku USA magazine stating that Evangelion 4.0 anime film narrows release to June of 2020. So they narrowed it down. It's not bad. But then it is like previously revealed for 2020. Now officially less than a year to wait. But yes, it's like, yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. So no one's sure quite whether to call it Evangelion 4.0 or the now official title Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0. That still equals 4.0. Just call it 4.0. The hell's difference does it make? I mean, seriously. But yeah, they were narrowing it down to June of 2020 last time. They had a thing back in June of last year. The first 10 minutes to screen at an anime expo. I think I talked about that. Evangelion 2020 706. So there's that. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, that really made this one happen. And it's just impressive, mind you, that, we're getting the release now. All these years later. It's like freaking 8 years that they said this thing was in the film. 8 freaking years. After 8 years of production. I mean, that thing was basically in production hell, if you think about it. For 8 years. It just sat there. Like, am I going to get made today? No. Okay. Am I getting made today? Is today my day to shine? And it's just constantly being told no. But a June 27th, 2020 release, when is that? Because that, all right, I'm going for that via my calendar. I just have to add a day. Because February's got 29 days this year. Thank you, leap year. Let's see, March, April, May, June 27th. Ooh, that's a Saturday. Of course it's a Saturday. What the hell am I smoking? Of course it's a Saturday. So it'll be Alright, so it'd be like a Friday then. Of course it's a freaking Saturday. Why is that not surprising? Of course it's a Saturday. Of course it's a Saturday. But yeah, this is kind of impressive. So we've got it narrowed down now. June 27th of 2020. Like I said, 2020 is going to be a huge year for anime. It appears to be, anyway. Whether or not it's going to be good, I can't say, but it's going to be a big year. Good's going to be an irrelevant statute at this point, but it's going to be a good year for anime. That's saying something. Okay, so here's some sad news in the world of League of Legends. Uh, have you ever heard of the game League of Legends? It's kind of fun, apparently, according to the ad that keeps popping up on YouTube videos all the time. Young here for League of Legends. Yeah, it's an interesting game, but there's some sad news that's coming out of the League of Legends world, unfortunately. Remilia, and I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing her name. The first woman to compete in the League of Legends Championship Series has sadly passed away at the age of 24. This is really sad because, honestly, that's younger than I am. So yeah, that's kind of that's sad. But anyway, Twitch streamer and former professional League of Legends player Remilia Krivling, again, I apologize if I mispronounced names, died on Friday at the age of 24, according to a tweet from her close friend and esports journalist Richard Lewis. And this was, earlier in the week. Holy shit. Yeah, so this would have been last Friday then. Yeah, last Friday. It only got filed on the 29th, so yeah, last Friday. So, Richard Lewis puts up on Twitter, it is with great sadness that I inform you that my best friend, Maria Krivling, it's Creveling, by the way, passed away peacefully in her sleep yesterday. Her absence will leave a void that can never be filled. So this sadly was one more that got taken in 2019. So that's just, the past decade just took another life, basically. But yeah. So she made history in 2015 when she became the first woman to make it into the League of Legends Championship Series while playing for Renegades. Unfortunately, in 2016, she left, citing harassment and stress as the main reasons for leaving, which you figure professional gamers, I could see it, but then you figure female gamers, and I mean no disrespect or anything, but there are a lot of people that don't think they can play games. Honestly, I have met some, I'm going to admit this, I have met some women that can play video games very well, by the way. And I mean very well. Like, they can beat my ass to the ground. So what does that tell you? Yeah, so that's bullshit. But yeah, I can understand it. It's probably harassment and, other things. What was it again? Harassment and stress. So yeah, I could see it. I really could. It's sad. In 2017, though, after leaving the LCS, she joined the Latin American team, KAOS, Latin Gamers, or KAOS. After competing for one event with the team, she had to leave due to a paralyzed vocal cord. She returned to the U.S. for surgery. Last month, she competed in the Twitch Rivals team draft and streamed often on Twitch. Remilia's boyfriend posted his thoughts on Twitter, saying she wouldn't want a lengthy public statement. So all I'll say is the 4 months I knew her were the best of both our lives. And although she deserves so much more, it was a privilege to know her for the short time I did. End quote. So this is really sad. I'm not going to lie, because, I mean, this is just really, damn. And there is somebody, I think it's the actual author of yes, it is the author of the article, put a comment on here in the discussion section, stating, just a heads up, If you get shitty or mean in these comments, I'll remove them. Go be an asshole somewhere else. And I agree with that, because you don't really deserve to do that. This is a sad thing. I'm not gonna lie, because I mean, I'm gonna ask this honestly because I really don't know the answer to this. So please don't harangue me and go, oh my god, he's being insensitive or anything. I really don't know the answer to this. Exactly how many female League of Legends players are there? I mean professionally, that get like paid, endorsed, sponsored, that play professionally. How many are there? I mean, I honestly don't know. I've heard of League of Legends. I actually contemplated playing it myself, to be honest with you, but I don't know any of the gamers that do it. But yeah, this is sad, and they have pictures up of her, so you figure she wasn't. She looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. For you know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. She doesn't look like she's 24. I'm not gonna lie. She looks like she's a little older than 24. So that's a good thing. I mean, I look older than I am too. I mean, if I shave, I look like I shave off about 10 years whenever I actually completely shave off my beard. But with my beard, I look about, I'd say like maybe 10, 15 years older sometimes. But yeah, this is really sad that she's passed away, and at the age of 24, no less, just peacefully in her sleep. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it sucks, tremendously, because you figure, what the hell, stuff happens, yeah, but 24, I mean, that's, that's horrible. That's almost as bad as the, no, sorry, let me phrase it. That is as bad as the Disney star that died really young, and Disney couldn't have given a crap about it. But at least, I guarantee you people will be feeling her passing. Besides close friends and family, I guarantee you the League of Legends community will be feeling her absence. Whether or not they show it outright, they probably won't, because, as her boyfriend says, she wouldn't want a big public display of affection. But you know what? I didn't know her, so you're going to get my standard, what happens when somebody passes away here on the podcast. So if we could, for a moment, let's have a moment of silence for her, if we may. May you rest in peace. And peace be the journey. Alright, so bugs in video games. These things pretty much go hand in hand. Especially if your company name is Bethesda and your game is Fallout 76. But this is actually even worse. I think. So, WWE 2K20, because of a Y2K-like bug, basically became almost unplayable in 2020. And this is, like, creepy here. So, there is an update to this, so I will I will explain the update then too. So WWE 2K20 having a rough New Year's Day. Multiple reports were citing from both Reddit, Twitter, and YouTube. Many people were unable to play the game. Now that it's 2020, instead of working, the game just crashes when selecting most game modes, including online and career mode. Oh, the days when you had day one patches that did nothing. So if the reports are accurate, though, it sounded like WWE 2K20 was suffering from a Y2K style bug, because the game just wasn't working properly. Well, apparently a lot of stuff was going on. 2K Games was aware of the issue, or seemed to be aware of it, tweeting out that they are currently investigating the issue involving the platform that players are reporting. But there is now an official word, because they scratched that out, and I love that in the thing. So there is an update that I kind of stressed upon, but there was a little more to this story. So over on the WWE Games subreddit, players were sharing stories of how their game stopped working after midnight when parts of the U.S. started entering the new year. Someone has even released a short video showcasing the current state of the game in the new year. And I did not watch the video. Probably is interesting, but I'm not going to watch it because honestly, at this point, it's basically what happens here. But here's the update though. As of like 2:50 p.m. Eastern time, according to the article, 2K Games has confirmed via a Twitter post that they have fixed the crashing bug players were facing since the new year started. However, though, players are still reporting other issues and some crashes. 2K Support, or at 2K Support, put out this tweet, and I quote, "This issue has been resolved. Please make sure to restart your WWE 2K20 game to automatically download the fix. If you continue experiencing issues, please open a support ticket here," and they have their hyperlink. "Thank you again for your patience." So, your solution is, oh yeah, by the way, the game that's crashing, mind you, a game that's crashing, your perfect idea to how to get the download to fix said issue is for them to restart the game. If the game is crashing, there's a good chance they're not playing it, morons. Let's start that one off right here. Because, I mean, let's go with this. Puzzles and Dragons, right at the start of the Power Rangers collaboration, had an issue and a bug where the game would crash. I had it timed to just about 3 minutes, and then the game would crash, and I actually counted it. Like, from when the app launched, I counted about 3 minutes, and then the app would crash. And literally, like, within a few days, boom, here's the patch, here's the update, and if you try to access the game and there's like an updated version of the game, it will kick you out until you update it, and it'll automatically send you to the Play Store. So for something like this, where the game is crashing, and this is, I'm assuming, consoles like PS4, Xbox One, yeah, I'm pretty sure that the game crashes, it'll take you back to a fucking menu. At best, because there's a menu on those sons of bitches. They'll probably go, oops, your game crashed, and probably take you back to the menu as a default, or just restart the game console, and then you just gotta pull the damn disc out, or go, oops, sorry, and then stop the, thing from starting. So there's a better thing here. This is getting good here. So, there does seem to be a workaround, though, at the moment for players who want to do some wrestling in 2020. Mike, known as the Shining Down, who runs the WWE Supercard subreddit, has tweeted out a way to get around the Y2K20 bug. All you have to do is set the date of your console back 1 day and then reset your game. So we are technically facing a Y2K bug then. Ironically, 2 decades later, two decades after Y2K was debunked, and here we go with a Y2K bug for a fucking video game that came out last year. Anybody care to touch on that one, or am I alone here? That's just hilarious. So the tweet goes out as follows. Hey, hashtag WWE2K, hashtag WWE2K20 players. Crashing when trying to create anything? Crashing when entering the original's menu? You're not alone, but I've got a fix. Change your system date back 1 day, or change your system date 1 day back. At WWE Games fucked up the game and made it force close in 2020 on most modes. Not kidding. RT for retweet. First off, so we have I think this is one of the games that also had to deal with loot boxes and it being like a massive lottery, like that basketball game. What was that? it was NBA 2K20 that had to deal with the whole massive, oh my god, it's nothing but fucking loot boxes. And it's gambling galore. Oh, pachinko machine. Oh, trading card packs. Oh, you're basically doing slots and freaking casino wheels. And where exactly, when you're buying that game, where was the basketball at? Because it looked like 90% of that was gambling, and probably 10% is checking your collection. So yeah, where's the basketball aspect of that? Because I didn't see any. So I'm guessing you actually get to do some wrestling in this game, but I think this one suffered from some issues too. Besides this one, now it's like, oh yeah, here we go. So first off, how in the hell do you manage to get a game 2 decades after Y2K was even a goddamn thing to have a Y2K bug? And furthermore, how do we know this isn't creating another issue, like creating a bunch of corrupted data that you're not going to be able to get rid of, or corrupting data in small parts, which could also cause issues down the road? I mean, you could end up having, like, let's say 4 or 5 days down the road, you go to log on to your game system, and all of a sudden you have like some corrupted data on a game file, or you go to save in a different game and boom, corrupted data. So yeah, this is funny. So apparently though, according to at the Shining Down here, good old Mike, and some others who have tried it, fixed the issue after doing this, apparently. So according to Mike, you should be able to set your date back to normal and play online without crashing. 2019 wasn't a great year for WWE 2K20. Okay, yeah, I didn't think this one was a good one. The game was pummeled by most critics and fans for being, fans began sharing videos of how terrible some parts of the game looked across social media. 2020 seems to be going about as good so far. For 2K20, that is. Okay, so, first off, none of these games should be doing any of this shit anymore. I mean, if you know for a fact that your game isn't ready, I mean, somebody had to have beta tested this. And did you just figure nobody would be playing it after X amount of months or something? That's like, oh no, here we go. We don't have to worry about this. It's not going to be a problem once the new year hits. No one's going to be playing it. How do you know? Because the game's just going to crash on New Year's Day the minute it hits midnight, because we'll be in a new decade and the system won't be able to handle it. That's the stupidest thing ever. Yeah, but nobody's going to be playing this game, though, after a couple weeks. They're going to hate it. You saw how bad those critic scores were. This thing's going to be in discount bins till hell freezes over. Hey, surprise! It obviously wasn't. So you knew that this was a thing. You just didn't want to actually, what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh, yeah, I know. You didn't actually want to try. You didn't want to actually look at this and go, I wonder what exactly is it that's going to screw this up? Well, figure it out. I guarantee you, because first off, if setting the date back fixes the issue, then obviously you have a simple solution to the problem. That should have taken you 40 seconds to basically make, implement, and send out. But no, because how these companies handle complaints of this nature is basically sort of like how my electric company handles a freaking issue whenever the power goes out. For this company, it's basic, for how the electric company does it, it's we need to assess to make sure that the power's actually out. Our word's not worth it, apparently. We need to make sure and assert that we know the power's out and figure out what we need to fix it. We need to send out somebody with that equipment to fix it, and then wait and have them wait for the person that's skilled and trained to do the fixing. That's how they handle the electric system where I live. It's basically, if the power goes out, even with their new fancy boxes that they told everybody in the neighborhood that we had to get, and they hooked up Ironically, without disconnecting our power. I really found impressive. Don't know how they did that. I got to figure that out. But basically, it's they'll send somebody out to confirm that the power's out, to make sure that, okay, well, no, it isn't an isolated incident. Everybody does not have power in this area. So then they'll report that back. Then that next person will come out, because that first person will leave. Then another person will come out to see what they need to fix said issue. Oh, well, do we need a transformer? Do we just need some wires? We got to send a bucket truck out here. What are we going to need to fix this? Then what they'll do is that person number 2 will leave. Then person number 3 will show up with the equipment that you need to fix it. Unfortunately, that person doesn't have the skills to fix it, and yet have to wait again for person number 4 to show up to fix it. So, how does a company like Y2K Games handle complaints of this nature? Well, we need to make sure that this isn't an isolated incident, that somebody just screwing with us to try to get attention. No, we're getting multiple reports. Shit, okay, this isn't an isolated incident. So, now we need to figure out what's causing the problem. So what's the issue again? Okay, then we need to implement the solution and test it out half a dozen times to make sure that we have it working. That's a simplistic step that's a no-brainer. And then distribute it out to everybody. It's the first 2 steps that are stupid. So, I just find it hilarious. So we got a game that doesn't work in 2020, suffering from a glitch that 2 decades ago was what everybody was afraid of. That's hilarious as hell to me. It really is. I mean, that is just pure irony right there. And it's not coincidence. That is irony. It's like, it's 2K20. Everybody was talking about, oh my god, we're getting a new decade, and we have a problem that was persistent in the decade prior. Go frickin' figure, right? That's hilarious. Oh, God. I mean it. That is hilarious as all hell. Alright, everybody, and that's going to pretty much do it then this week for the absolutely, completely random podcast. But hey, before I go, I got something really funny I got to tell you. If you're looking for a really good joke, I highly, highly recommend you swing on over to Pat the NES Punk's YouTube channel. I'll leave a link to the video in the description. It is the latest episode that ended the year off for their podcast, Tales from the Gamestore, about the family that came in the day after Christmas to where Ian Ferguson works, and it's just a funny story, and I was rolling on the floor laughing this morning when I was listening to it. I was like, I was dying. It was that funny. I was dying. It was hilarious. I was dying laughing. It was just so good. But I will leave a link to that in the description. Go check that video out. That is really worth it. But otherwise, I am signing off this week for the absolutely completely random podcast. I will catch you all next week. And hey, don't forget, Q&A video for this month's coming up, so make sure you have your questions submitted for the Q&A. And don't forget, new episodes of Andrew Rants will be coming as I can finally resume a normal recording schedule-ish. Normal-ish recording schedule, because I'm back to mornings. I missed my days so much. Yes, it's going to be a fun time. But until we meet again, folks, I'm Andrew Rhodes. This has been the absolutely, completely random podcast, and I am out of here. Catch us on the flip side. Bye.